Hello, everybody. Welcome to the EOS Hot Sauce, episode number 164. I'm your host, Singjoy, and I hope that you're having an awesome day and you're excited for the spiciest EOS stories of the week. Jumping right into it, we have a lot of great topics today. We'll discuss the new Bywire show, Jeff and the Metaverse, and many other exciting updates with Bywire. Trust EVM GameFi Hackathon, Pomelo Season 3 updates, the Yield Plus launch being imminent, Mandel 3.1 release features, the ENF's first anniversary and the best decision of Yves La Rose's life, devs looking for work with Nathan James, an introduction from Patty Fisher, the new ENF CMO, launch of dNews.zone, new EOSIO Coalition meeting updates, and EOS community events. So, the first topic that we'll discuss today is the new Bywire show. It's called Jeff vs. the Metaverse. Bywire News released a funny teaser video for a new animated satirical series called Jeff and the Metaverse. The series will feature 22 short episodes about EOS and the future of crypto, played with a comedic style like Rick and Morty and South Park. They put out a video here that you can watch that was an initial teaser, and then there's also a tweet that explains more that you can show your support by following along with, and then there's also another one featuring Fractal Dan that shows a full concept teaser. The episodes will tell a fantastical story of four former billionaires traveling the metaverse to con the leading figures of crypto, including Eve and Zach and Brock Pierce and Dan Larimer. So you can watch these teasers to get a glimpse of what's ahead for the full series and the 22 episodes that they're aiming to make. I watched them and they're very funny and silly and ridiculous, so I'm looking forward to seeing more from Bywire, and I love Bywire making all the fun content. In addition to all the fun cartoons, for anyone who isn't familiar, Bywire is a leading news network creating a variety of helpful content and tools with EOS for the past several years. One of Bywire's main services is publishing trustworthy news with their AI and EOS-powered news platform, which you can explore at bywire.news, and their iOS and Android apps. This week, the Bywire app was actually the fifth most downloaded app in the Apple App Store in the UK, outperforming many of the most famous publications in the world, like New York Times and so forth, or rather like The Guardian and so forth. And so you can learn how Bywire uses EOS and AI to eliminate fake news and increase trust and provide more helpful news in a recent Cointelegraph article that they're featured about blockchain NFTs changing the blockchain industry and the world. There's some great quotes from CEO Michael O'Sullivan in this article, and there's also a video with Bywire advisor Brittany Kaiser, who recently joined the team. She's quite popular and quite famous for being a whistleblower on Cambridge Analytica and also doing many other great things. So you can check out that video to learn more about how Bywire uses EOS to increase trust in the news, and you can also learn more about Bywire in a recent documentary that they put together, like a little documentary, Bywire: The True Story, the revolutionary and how Bywire uses revolutionary EOS and AI technology. So Bywire is putting out a lot of great content, which is great to see. We'll also share a bit more soon and some words from one of their filmmakers. In addition, of course, Bywire is also making Bywire interviews with many EOS community leaders. There's a whole bunch of them, and they recently started. I've been talking with Bywire and might join one of the interviews at some point soon too. So Michael's doing great work on these interviews, and Bywire also recently partnered with Marco Gonzalez, who's a great writer in the EOS community, who's doing the EOS Briefings newsletter, which is out now. They started about 3 weeks ago. You can subscribe to get these EOS newsletters in your mail inbox, email inbox every week. Recommend doing so. Also, of course, Bywire publishes great content from many great EOS influencers like the ENF and the EOS Bees and Nova Crypto and Eden on EOS and so many more. Bywire is putting out a lot of great content, and also they put out recently a awesome movie teaser entitled Reclaiming EOS, the authentic story of how our community set itself free. This is a proposed documentary that's aiming to tell the incredible story of EOS so far and the amazing EOS comeback story that's unfolding with more and more exciting innovations every day. And you can listen, you can check out the trailer. It's 3 minutes long. Check that out. And then you can also listen to Bywire CEO Michael Sullivan and the visionary filmmaker Mark Davis on the Bywire team share a really fun introduction to many exciting Bywire developments on this week's Fireside Chat. You can check out the timestamps. They spoke at around 2 minutes in, and they spoke for about 20 minutes. It was a really good, interesting overview of their work, and you can also support Bywire on several Pomelo grants for the Bywire's content, where they explain much more about their work here, and then also Bywire's AI Intel social trends platform, which is really cool as well, and they're reclaiming EOS film. So thank you so much, Bywire, for all the great work, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from those wacky cartoons and Jeff vs. the Metaverse. We'll move on to the next topic now. I'll also check out the chat too. I see lots of comments here, lots of messages. Hopefully the chat is working, because I was just doing some technical things. Nice, it's working. Cool. So thanks everybody for joining us. Moro, go EOS, absolutely. Hello EOS fam, new legend, great to see you here. We had a great conversation the other day. Yevon, Bywire News, Wendyson on sneakers, go EOS Nation, thank you. Ian Wood, hello everybody. Andrew, great stuff. Can't wait to interview Dogman. Thank you, Bywire. Looking forward to it too. And yeah, sounds good. There's also a question from New Legend about posting on Bywire News. So I think that Bywire can answer that in the chat. But yeah, sounds great. And thanks everybody so much for being here and joining us on the Hot Sauce today. Today, as always, we have some really cool Party Cracker giveaways that you can check out by retweeting the EOS Nation recent tweet about this Hot Sauce episode, and then also you can. On that tweet, you click on the contest for the bounty block contest, and then you can connect your wallet and follow the instructions to follow and so forth to enter more chance to win party crackers. So check that out at the tweet EOS Nation, and like and subscribe and share to help tell the amazing story of EOS and help spread the word about all the really cool stuff that we're doing. Moving on to the next topic now, we're going to discuss, what will we discuss? We'll discuss the Trust EVM GameFi Hackathon. So this was just announced yesterday, and it's really exciting and also really fun too. I love GameFi. So the Trust EVM GameFi Hackathon is launching on August 15th, 3 days from now, and will feature a first round prize pool of $150,000. This is a 4-week gaming-focused hackathon that incentivizes developers to build GameFi projects on Trust EVM, which is, of course, will be the most performant EVM in the world. And this hackathon provides a really great opportunity for game developers to build really fun games with the great technology, the amazing technology and community resources of EOS and the Trust EVM team. You can learn all the details, or many details, about this exciting hackathon coming up on the registration page that's linked in the tweet and linked in the show notes. This page shows an overview of the event and the benefits to the joining, and the schedule and entry requirements and prizes and judging criteria and information about Trust EVM and so forth. So check that out if you're interested in building some GameFi games or learning more about this. You can also learn more about the hackathon by listening to the most recent Trust EVM Twitter space, which is featuring Yves La Rose as a guest, members of the Trust EVM team like Matthias Romeo, and game developers and gaming influencers. So that's really cool. And I also love the cool Pac-Man design too. Really fun. You can also, of course, check out their website, the Trust EVM's team website at trust.1, where you can learn much more details about Trust EVM. And you can check out a recent blog post that they just shared last week called A Glimpse into the Token Mechanism of Trust EVM. This is a very technical blog post that's quite informative, provides details about the roles of EVM tokens and the gas fee model and resource management and mapping of EVM resources to EOSI resources. Trust EVM team is working on a formal version of the testnet, and it should be available in the coming days or weeks. Pretty soon, I think now. They announced it last week that it's coming in the next week or two, I think. And then, of course, you can also read much more details about Trust EVM in their documentation and their blog. There's also a really great blog recently about how Trust will achieve the fastest EVM, which had an interview or some speeches from some great developers in the ecosystem. And then also, to prepare for the Trust EVM GameFi Hackathon, you can read some really great writings about GameFi that Yves La Rose shared. We featured this a couple months ago on NASDAQ. Decentralized autonomous gaming guilds are essential to build up GameFi. It's a great article that provides an overview about GameFi and DAGs, really exciting stuff. He also shared another great article called DAGs, the Evolution of GameFi, very insightful on the International Business Times, and then also in the Everything EOS Weekly Reports from July 11th and I believe July 18th. You can read much more about these reports and lots of details that are really exciting about GameFi, also featuring some threads that Yves shared with some statistics showing the exponential growth of GameFi and how no blockchains are better positioned than EOS to be the home of GameFi, and already the most popular blockchain games in the world are on EOS. So check that out. Really exciting stuff going on in the GameFi, and I'm really excited this hackathon. I had no idea it was coming up, but check it out. Links in the description to learn more, and that's starting in 3 days. The next topic that we'll discuss today is Pomelo. So Pomelo Season 3, there's less than a week remaining in Pomelo Season 3. I think there's 5 days, and people are creating more public goods than ever on EOS. Pomelo Season 3 has reached an all-time high of 162 grants, and so far $30,000 has been raised so far, which will determine the distribution of over $366,000 in the matching pool to fund public goods creators for the benefit of the EOS and EOSIO communities. Last week, we featured it, and I just figured we'll just mention it again briefly here because it's really cool. The Pomelo astronauts, which are the final stage of the Pomelo Season 3 NFT experience, and also the beginning of a new adventure across the universe. You can learn more about how to show your support for public goods on EOS by getting your own unique astronaut and all the other cool cosmic features in the Pomelo Season 3 NFTs in the article that was recently updated, Your Guide to the Pomelo Season 3 NFT Adventure. Really cool designs here. Big shout out to the Pomelo team for putting these together. The Pomelo team also recently released the magic of quadratic funding to show how Pomelo empowers the EOS community to fund public goods and make big impacts with small donations. Really cool, the magic of it. I love it. This article includes simple explanations of quadratic funding, examples from Pomelo, a handy quadratic funding calculator, and tips for participants. Really great videos about quadratic funding here. There's also tips for participants, I think I just mentioned that, and also how the Pomelo team protects the EOS community from Sybil attacks with the challenges of quadratic funding. So everybody is encouraged to increase the impact of your donations to Pomelo grants by up to 50% by boosting your trust bonus. Trust bonuses are a way that Pomelo defends against Sybil attacks and makes sure that the funding is going to people who are creating those helpful public goods for EOS and the EOSIO community. And you can gain a trust bonus on Pomelo.io, and soon there'll be an article coming out with more details. But basically, you can verify your passport without sharing your identity with the EOS app port, and also link several social media accounts like GitHub and Google and Apple and Discord and Weibo. And everybody's encouraged to do that as much as possible to help public goods flourish on EOS. So really cool. And then all grant owners are also encouraged to promote their tweets in the Pomelo retweet campaign contest that's going on right now that you can find on the Pomelo Twitter account, and then also on the Pomelo rapid fire pitch session. And the last one is coming up next week. You can listen to the past ones that happened on the EOS Nation YouTube channel. There's a lot of great pitches. I've been listening to all of them so far, and also the Pomelo pitch decks with Jimmy D that are on the Generate EOS channel to learn about a lot of great Pomelo creators and public goods that are being created. This week, I also helped, for the past 2 weeks, I helped promote the hot sauce on these pitch deck sessions or on these Pomelo pitch sessions, and so it was a really fun experience, and please support the hot sauce on Pomelo to enable us to keep making the show and make it much better than ever. There are so many exciting improvements that we're planning to make, and we featured it quite a bit in the last 2 episodes, so I'll be brief here, but you can check it out at pomelo.io/grants/hot sauce. You can also check out these tweets on the .gems channel to learn more, and also there's a really cool spicy rare NFT contest that's going on for the hot sauce too, so you can help support the hot sauce in this way too. And then you can check out our grant on Pomelo to learn much more details about all the exciting things that we're doing and how it helps the entire EOS community, the big team of amazing people on the EOS Nation and .gems team who are making these possible and so forth. So everyone's support is much appreciated, and thank you so much to everybody who's helped so far. Remember, go to pomelo.io to support the hot sauce and many other great grants before the season ends in 5 days, 19 hours, and 42 minutes. Next topic that we'll discuss today, we have a lot of really exciting topics today, everybody. So we're going to talk about the Yield Plus launch. It's imminent now. It's coming out within the next week or couple weeks. The Yield Plus is, the ENF says here that EOS DeFi is about to explode or grow rapidly. They said it somewhere, but it seems very, very helpful for EOS and DeFi and EOS. So the Yield Plus Liquidity Incentive Program is designed to build economic activity on EOS through incentivizing DeFi apps that increase TVL and generate yield. Yep, it's starting on August 14th in 2 days, registration opening, and then on August 28th, the rewards for total volume locked TVL and liquidity will begin. There is a blog post that the ENF just published that provides many helpful details. This initiative, if you're not familiar with it yet, it was inspired by the Yield Plus Blue Paper, which was written in the spring with many teams, great teams in the ecosystem: EOS Nation, Graymass, UX Network, DeFi Box, Joe Lewis, Pizza DeFi, EOS Asia. They did really great work, and they laid out a bunch of recommendations for increasing DeFi and TVL and making more wealth generation and yield generation opportunities. You can read the full blue paper on the EOSnetwork.com website, and then also you can watch a great interview that happened a couple months ago with Zach Gall and Denny Carriere and Joe Lewis on the Everything EOS YouTube channel. There's also several other great videos that Denny and Zach have done as well that you can find on the Everything EOS YouTube channel as well. And on this blog post, in addition to an overview, you can also find the Yield Plus timelines and minimum requirements for DeFi protocol applicants, and the different stages of liquidity rewards that people can earn. Also, you can learn about the smart contracts that have already been built. There's 3 for rewards, oracles, and admins, and you can check out the GitHub pages to learn more. They've all passed a code audit with Sentinel, so that's great to see. And yeah, overall, this is a really big milestone for EOS. It's great to see. They also launched the tokenyield.io website, which is really cool design. I love to see it. It's just starting up. Obviously, it hasn't started yet, so it's still getting together and not everything is fully done. But you can check it out to learn more about it, and developers can soon be able to register on this site to join Yield Plus, and then you can also soon be able to find a lot of statistics in this really accessible portal to find out about all the great stats and all the great DeFi apps. There's the GitHub page and the past program, and so yeah, that's coming up. Developers can sign up in the next few days, and then it seems like EOS DeFi will boom in weeks after this launches on the 28th, I believe. So looking forward to it. Great work, everybody at the ENF and all those great teams working together for this. The next topic that we'll discuss moving along today is Mandel 3.1 release features. So this is coming out soon, Mandel 3.1, and the ENF published a new article about release features in Mandel 3.1, which is of course a major network upgrade that will bring many helpful functionalities and improvements to the EOS network. A lot of great developers and builders have been working on this for many months, as you can see from all of the videos on the Everything EOS YouTube channel. This article introduces many of the improvements and exciting features. So a lot of these were related to new transaction lifecycle tools like transaction retry and finality status and resource cost estimation, subjective billing estimation, and then there's also many upgrades that or in addition to the transaction lifestyle, and some removal of deprecated features too. This article also has links so you can jump quickly to all the different upgrades that you're interested in, so that's really great. Also, a great developer in the ecosystem from Liquid Apps team, Nat, recently released 2 technical articles about Mandel 3.1, which you can see here Nathan James promoting, and you can read Mandel 3.1, The Birth of EOSIO, where he shares a lot of cool features, and another feature here, and you can also support his work on Pomelo if you'd like. That's Nat. Thanks for the great work, Nat, and everybody at the ENF for making all these great developments. And then also last week we featured a Mandel upgrade guide. So if you're running an EOS node, then make sure that you follow this before September 21st to be able to continue syncing with the network. The next topic that we'll discuss today, whoa, I don't know what happened there. Okay, let's see what happened. How did I don't know if I'm still recording now. I hit a button and now everything is gone on my screen. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This has never happened to me before. I don't know what I did. I hit like I hit like the arrow key on my keyboard, and now all my windows are gone. Oh, I got some windows back. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry for the confusion, people. I think we're good now. I'm able to see it. Let's try switching a window, and we'll get back on the path. Okay, I'll remember to troubleshoot that later and figure it out. But now we're back on the path, and yeah, moving on. So the ENF's first anniversary. So last year on August 6th, Yves La Rose shared a tweet and a article first introducing the EOS Network Foundation. And a couple days ago, he referred to that tweet and he said 1 year ago he made the best decision of his life. And so he put out a great tweet here where he shares a concise overview of major developments in the ENF over the past year, including deploying funding and massive code improvements, and the EOSIO Coalition starting up and doing great work, as well as the Trust EVM and the new EOS ENF roadmap and the overall comeback of the new EOS 2. So it's a really great thread. Check it out for more details, and that's in the description, of course. Thank you, Yves, for all the great work and the ENF. It's great to see all the progress that's going on in the past year. You can check out the ENF Q2, Q1, and Q4 reports to learn much more about the ENF, and also EOSnetwork.com, where you can learn about all the great things that they're doing, of course. There's also a great interview with Yves featured in the June 13th weekly report with BSN, where you can also find a lot more about Yves and his motivations and so forth for starting the ENF and what he's aiming to do with the ENF. So great work, Yves, and the ENF. The next topic that we'll discuss today, quick topic, devs are looking for work. Nathan James put out a tweet that he has some EOS developers who are interested in working for EOS applications and companies. Nathan is here, of course, to help devs and builders in EOS, as was featured in his introductory blog post when he first joined the ENF as Director of Developer Relations, and also in the Everything EOS Weekly Report from June 6th. So if you're looking for developers for your app, then be sure to get in contact with Nathan James at nsjames_ on Twitter. Next topic that we'll discuss is an introduction from Patty Fisher. So in last week's Hot Sauce, we talked about Patty Fisher joining the ENF as the new CMO, and then she joined last week's Fireside Chat, and she welcomed, the EOS community welcomed her, and she explained her new role in the ecosystem and why she chose EOS and how she'll help EOS be a global leader in technology. In addition to this clip that's on the Everything EOS YouTube channel, you can also check out the blog post that was put out introducing her on the ENF blog post website, and then also last week's Everything EOS Weekly Report for more details about this. Yves also shared a great thread, as did many other people. And the next topic that we'll discuss is the launch of dNews.zone. So dNews.zone is a community explorer that was launched this week or last week to provide easy access for many of the great posts and videos and events in the EOS community. dNews was formed by a passionate, longtime EOS community member and one of my friends named Perry, who shared an introduction to dNews during this week's Fireside Chat, where you can listen more. He talked about it for maybe 15 minutes. You can also explore the sites. Well, there's a lot of cool things to explore on the site with all the articles and whatnot. One thing that's really cool that you might want to check out especially is the EOSIO calendar. EOSIO plus Fractally calendar is what the F stands for there, where you could check out a lot of cool events that are going on in the ecosystem and in the community. Really well designed and organized, so it's a great resource. Big thanks to Perry for putting this together. He has exciting plans, and also you can help support his work on his Pomelo pitch for dNews. The next topic that we'll discuss very briefly is the new EOSIO Coalition meeting and updates. So the EOSIO Coalition met this past week, and they discussed potential community RFP bidding applications, details about a new multi-chain block explorer, secure socials, and much more. And then also in a recent Fireside Chat, ENF lead product manager Stephen Diesel shared many exciting details about P2 improvements that you can check out in this tweet and on the Everything EOS YouTube channel. And also in last week's Everything EOS Weekly Report, there's much more details, and of course you can check out the EOSnetwork.com blog for all the weekly reports and all the playlists going on around the ecosystem for the EOSIO Plus Coalition. New branding is coming out soon. And finally, we'll wrap it up with EOS community events. So as always, the ENF hosts the EOS Fireside Chat with many great community leaders every Wednesday, and we also have awesome Eden and Fractal events every Wednesday. We just did our 10th event this last week. It was really fun. So those are at Wednesdays at 19 UTC for the Fireside Chat, and Wednesdays at 13 UTC for the Eden Fractal. Every other Wednesday, we have the Healers Future Series at Wednesdays at 14 UTC. And then Eden Spark meetings for Hispanic speakers, Wednesday at 17 UTC. EOS Fireside Chat, I mentioned that already. The EOS Support Giveaway Show with Charles doing great work, Thursdays at 16 UTC. Of course, the EOS Hot Sauce every Friday at this time. And the Helios Blockchain Breakfast on Fridays at 17 UTC. And Eden Town Halls on Sundays at 16 UTC. That wraps it up for the topics today. I'll check out the chat and see what everybody's up to here. Hope that everybody's doing well and has enjoyed the show. It seems like there's lots of exciting comments here and stuff. Andrew saying he's stoked about the EOS stock and so forth, and Bywire following up with New Legend. Sounds good. More with the spicy peppers, and Catherine and Mellow J supporting EOS and Pomelo. It's great. Blasted up to space, Moon Imminent. Great stuff. Everybody's having fun in the chat. Love to see it. Thank you everybody so much for joining us today on this week's Hot Sauce. I hope you enjoyed the spicy news, and thank you to everybody who's doing great work for EOS and also helping to support the Hot Sauce on Pomelo and all the other great public goods going on in the ecosystem, and all the people doing great work in the stories. I hope to see everybody at the Helios Twitter Spaces. I'm not positive if it's happening today, but I think it is. But I hope to see you there if it's happening, and I hope to see you at many of these great EOS community events throughout the week. And until next week, until the same time next week, when we do the Hot Sauce again, remember to keep it spicy, everybody. Like, subscribe, and share to help grow the great EOS ecosystem. And thank you, everybody, so much. Have a great weekend. See you next week. And as always, go EOS! Okay, thanks, everybody. See you later.